Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mama Knows Best. I'm Son, and I'm here with.
Mama, you better act right. You better get your act right on.
I mean, I'm kind of upset because
Oh my God.
at the time of this recording on Wednesday, we're recording this. Of course, it's going to come out in about a week and a half or so. But I've
Yeah,
been
because your team should be fired.
I've been forced to record another episode or another podcast, even though I'm forced to see my mother and shout out grandma in a couple of days. So, I'm trying to get the house cleaned up. I'm trying to do a little couple extra hours on the gig, whatever. And I'm being forced to record another episode with you.
The lies you tell.
You have one more episode left. You have one more episode left.
You
We
replacing
said
Mama.
because this is episode 19,
Oh,
right?
you told me I got to 20, right?
You have to 20. So now you're really just speeding up, or as the smart people would say, you're expediting your end, right? The end is near for you. So the end is near for
Yeah.
you.
The lies you tell, you cannot wait for me and grandma to come up. You've been already told me you got the itinerary plan, where we're going, what we're doing. But I get it. You got your braids in your head. Turn around. You got some extensions added on because everything about you is not real right now. So what we doing?
I don't have a mother effing itinerary plan. Let me repeat that again. I don't have a mother effing itinerary plan. That ain't true. I'm taking y'all niggas to the Applebee's. I'm taking mama.
Applebee's is closed. Applebee's, what are you talking about? They closed.
We going to Chili's.
They closed too.
It look like we're going at home. Right. But today we're again, episode 19. We are away from a milestone episode of episode 20. Today we're going to be talking about financial stability, how that plays in relationships, friendships, really just overall. And we're going to have a special guest, Mr. Nuri, coming on a little bit later.
Mr. Nuri Wells.
Mr. What?
You gotta say his first and last.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mad disrespectful.
Shout out my dog Rez, man. He's in the background, throwing these video clips in and doing the ultimate job when it comes to editing. So I kind of never know when that 30-second countdown.
Oh, you don't? You push the button. You push the button. Like, what we doing?
Anyways, again, we're going to be talking about financial stability. That is big within the Black community, even bigger within our households as we're trying to, close that financial wealth gap that we are, as we know, kind of falling short on or whatever. So the first question we want to talk about, we want to make it mama-centric, before we get our guest on. And I want to take it from the relationship side of things. Let's say a guy is perfect, but he makes less than 6 figures. And I want to give context on why I'm asking that, because we've asked you on.
Then he ain't perfect. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm just saying he ain't perfect. But go ahead.
You've made it known that the main priority for you in a relationship is a man having a passport, not being tied to Jesus. So it's okay for a man to be an atheist, but as long as he has a passport, you can work it out, right?
Hold on. Passport, TSA pre-check, and global entry. I guess
right. So the trinity of Alicia is global entry, TSA pre-check, and a passport, instead of the trinity of the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, and God, right? So you created your own trinity for relationships. So again, I wanted to ask, could mama date a man that made less than 6 figures?
Oh my God. Mama has dated a man that made 6 figures. Was it hard? Yes, because close your ears, Christian. Just do this real quick. I'm tired of broke D. You just gotta level up. I said close your ear.
Can you repeat that again?
No, I'm not gonna repeat. Your ears are supposed to be closed. So to answer your question, yes, I have dated.
Say that you're tired of broke D?
I did. I did.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring on our next guest.
Wait,
I,
no, we ain't gonna dig further deep into the. I mean,
I really don't want to dig deeper in you talking about you're tired of broke D. So we're gonna bring in Mr. Nuri Wells or whatever the hell this guy named. I don't know who this dude is. I was forced. I was forced to sign off on this. I had my team, run some information on
your
Mr.
team.
Nuri. I have a team that is committed to
Oh
the
my
podcast,
God.
the excellence of the podcast. I have a team that is going to go out there and protect the integrity of our podcast. So we did a little bit of research on Mr. Nuri Wells.
Okay, what did you come up with? What'd you come up with?
Well, I'm a little skeptical of the guy.
He makes more than 60.
Is this? I don't know.
Yes.
So I had my team go out there and I said, I got a nigga named Nuri Wells. The nigga don't even sound right. It ain't smelling right. My spirit ain't right. I said, run me some information on him. So they sent me one photo. I'm looking at it. I'm like, the nigga think he Ice Cube. I said, nah, that can't be him. I said, give me another photo.
Get you another photo. What you come up with? Let me see.
I said, what the?
Hold on, tilt your phone a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little light.
That's Nory.
So look, I'm excited to see this guy, man. My team ran My team ran the Carfax on him. He got to check in. He got to check engine light, but everything seems to be in order. We're gonna bring in Mr. Wells, man.
All right. Hey.
You on mute.
You on mute. Take yourself out. Appreciate
well, let's go. Right. Well, let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Nuri Wells to the show, man. How you feeling, dog? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Hey, well, I'll say this, man. I got cussed out because I was just like, we showed your Carfax, man. We showed the photos. We weren't able to get your credit score. We weren't able to get your address, but we were able to find a Facebook. So I don't know how good my team is, but the expectation is you come on here, man. You perform, because I got cussed out 3 different times in a 10-hour period, because I needed to make sure that even though I have to do tonight, I had to be on time. I needed to make sure the questions were perfected for Mr. Nuri Wells. So I expect this to be a great interview, because if I'm gonna get cussed out, you got to deliver.
Hey, I got to deliver. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right. Well, we're gonna get into it. Mom, do you want to ask the second question? Oh, actually, I got it.
Oh, so you got it?
We got it. We were talking about. Hopefully, you missed the broke D comment that my mother said. Me neither. No Diddy. She it gets upset when we put certain clips out on social media and Facebook, but she said the comment, and we will be posting that comment, and the caption would be, "Mama is tired of broke D." So I don't want to hear no backlash. I don't want nobody to be upset. So the tone has been set, Nory. But so I'm letting you know that you're already coming into a conversation talking about relationships and how the D is tied to financial stability, right? So so since you're talking about finances, and I got an OG and I got a man in the presence, right? And you got all the damn books. I don't know if you're trying to come on here, you're trying to act like you Dr. Phil. It's a Dr. Nuri Wells. He got 100 books in the background.
100 books.
Right,
100 books.
Right, 101 books, But when do you feel like it's appropriate to discuss finances when you're dealing with a woman?
Mm-hmm. To discuss finances, I would think it probably when you get to a space where you about to start combining your finances. Like, do you walk in and say, like, hey, my name is Nuri, I make X amount of dollars a year? I don't think that's kind of a way to start a thing. Mm-hmm. But you kind of want to, if we're getting to a space where I guess we're starting to combine our lives and combine our finances, then yeah, I kind of want to know what you got going on financially, and I'm sure you would like to know what I got going on financially. So,
Nuri, you my dog, but I'm going to have to disagree with you on this.
Why is that?
Because listen, if we date with a purpose, right?
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You want to, don't you want to know where you stand prior to combining? Because what if they got negative? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I
they
mean,
negative.
but that's when we start having the conversation. So, say for instance, I meet someone, right, and everything's vibing. Like I'm not spending we dating or whatever, so we're not combining incomes. Her money, whatever she got going on, doesn't really affect me, and what I got going on doesn't affect her. But then we think we want to take it to the next level. Well, then we start having those type of conversations, and if we're in a space where we actually care about each other, then maybe if I like you enough, obviously you must have some type of business, financial acumen. You might just need some help or some in a certain direction. So maybe I can help you get towards that stage. Like we can kind of coach each other towards that stage before we get to the next level. Like you clear your debt up or whatever, I clear, you know what I mean?
It's not
Before
that
we
easy.
combine.
But Nuri, I think the perspective Nuri is coming from, and he could correct me if I'm wrong. He's speaking from a man's perspective of Nuri is probably already we know he's a provider. I don't know his family structure, whatever, but in his life, even just being a man, let's just say for the audience, if it's just him, he has to provide for his own life. So if you're out and you're talking and you're dating a woman, you see a potential woman, what he's saying is, as far as work, finances, his budget, or whatever he's doing, he's not looking for a woman to come in and provide for his life because he already has to be a provider for himself and the others around him, being a man of his own world. So maybe it's how men look at it a little bit differently, whereas it's like, hey, I'm already put in the position to be a provider. I'm not looking for another provider.
Well, yeah, men, honestly, you're not gonna be looking for a woman if you can't take care of yourself. Well, you shouldn't be looking for another woman.
You shouldn't, yeah.
Hold on, I need you to say that again.
You shouldn't be looking for a woman if you can't take care of yourself.
You'll be surprised.
I'm sure. But hey,
yeah.
No, they listening now, they know.
Yeah, so it's almost kind of like a man almost versus a woman topic or discussion, because I hear what you're saying, but I guess for me, meaning a woman that got my own, you know what I mean? Like I can't wait until it's time for merger to have a discussion on finances. We got to have that conversation prior.
What kind of merger? He ain't gonna move in with you, is he? Right. So what kind of merger are y'all doing? Like you should know.
But hold on. But Mama has had some mergers, and maybe that speaks to a greater.
There ain't nobody live with me.
Bullshit. maybe that's bullshit. Maybe that speaks to a greater point as far as like, hey, not that you're gonna know what somebody makes or whatever, but it's behaviors, it's patterns, right? From a man, but on a micro scale, you can say like, okay, 22, 23-year-old, you can maybe guess, okay, what woman is maybe forging off her mentality over a period of conversations. Like if she come in and she's like, yeah, man, I just opened up a Roth IRA, or hey, I'm working on looking at investments, or hey, I'm chasing this career, or I just started in that career. From a 22-year-old perspective, yeah, you're not expecting a 23-year-old to have 60,000 in the bank, but they're like, hey, I'm going to nursing school, or I'm doing this and this and this, and they're matching with the financial conversations. That's a safe bet to where, okay, that reassures me that when that conversation does happen, I can be okay with it based off of previous behaviors. From a 40-year-old perspective, if a man has his own kingdom, if he has things in place, you watch how he's handling certain things, you watch how he does certain things financially, you going out with him, he's taking care of things, you already know, okay, yeah, he got it. He's straight. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Nuri. I didn't mean to take over. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to jump in. I was just agreeing with you. Like, yeah, you should have some type of idea of what he got going on if you dating him. Like, unless you just meet him and jump in the sack with him and want to get married all at the same time. But if you get to know him, you should be able to see how he handles himself in certain situations and stuff. Like, see if he got it. Mm-hmm.
And I believe, and Nuri, I want you to follow up on this point. I believe a man, whether it's a humble guy, whether it may be a boastful or whatever, but men are going to want to tell you, and if they feel comfortable with you, they're going to want to tell you about certain accomplishments they're doing, certain projects that are working on,
I agree
certain
with you
visions they have on. If a man can trust you and he's vibing with you, the everything is going well, he is going to want to be like, hey, in that pursuit, hey, I am who you think I am. And he not gonna, it doesn't have to be in the arrogant standpoint, but he gonna let you know, like, hey, you want to align yourself with this vision. Go ahead. Now I want to take that. You on tier 2 of adulthood.
Yeah, I'm actually agreeing with you on that. Like, if it gets to a point, like you said, something that stood out, like when you get to a point where you actually trust the person and you can see yourself going somewhere with them, then you might reveal a little bit of what you got going on. You know, especially if you got some good things going on, you're still not going to probably just say, hey, I got this, but you'll probably start having conversations about things you're doing, or you might want to invite them on in a certain other aspects of your life. You know, by that time, she might get invited to the house for a nightcap or some wine in the conversation, or, you start allowing her to come back, get further involved into your life. So yeah, I agree with you there.
Right. And let her know that you took out a Cash App loan to pay for dinner or
Hey, man.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I never had to take out a Cash App loan for dinner though. So
I didn't even know Cash App had that. I didn't even know that you can't even take a loan out on Cash App. I'm just
I didn't know they could do that.
That must have been Miracle Whip you was dealing with. I
didn't know certain things that can happen.
I guess that PJ wasn't really a PJ. You know, we got people out here flexing private jets. It must have just been a one-day rental. But
hold on. The private jet was all me. That was me and my homegirl. Like, don't get it twisted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said Miracle Whip may have been the one that had to get the Cash App loan. We ain't going to all that.
I didn't know you didn't know you could do a Cash App loan. Like,
me neither.
Cash App loan.
I might have to look into that. I need me a new pair of kicks.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the last question we got on the docket is should I'm sorry with you on this one, Mama. Should the person who makes the most pay for everything?
I don't want to start off on this one. I'm gonna pass this one to Nuri because he's the
man. No. We had Nuri go first on the last one. I am the executive producer. You were the co-talent.
You are not the EP. Like, what the
bullshit. So can I ask? I don't know. I only know 2 languages. I know English and I know nigga. So I'm gonna ask you one more time in English, and we can spin it on the nigga side. But let's keep it English. Should the person who makes the most pay for everything?
That's a hard question, and the reason why is because a lot of people that I've dated, I've made the most, and I don't think I should because I am female. However, based off of my lifestyle, sometimes, like if I say, Nuri, yo, let's go to Egypt next week, what you gonna say? You down?
Yeah, I mean, I can ride.
I'm just saying, like, that's a hard one for me just because in the situation that I am in. If we take money out the equation, so I'm gonna take this from a couple of different angles. If we take money out the equation, I feel like the man is the provider, period. And that's just because of how I was raised, what we believe. The Bible says if a man don't work, he don't eat. So if that man ain't working, he shouldn't be eating. He should be working to go eat, period. I don't know. That one is a hard question for me.
Well, it's not a hard question. You create.
It is a hard question because it shouldn't be. Well, okay, so I'm gonna do a remix. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do a remix. Okay, I'm gonna do a remix.
We don't want to hear the remix. It's time.
Did you ask me the question? You said it was on me though, yo. Like, what we doing?
Well, hold on. Your 2 minutes soliloquy was boring, right? So let's just get straight to it. Let's get down to the
so it's 2 part. If the woman makes the most, should she pay for everything? No. If the man makes the most, should he pay for everything? Yes.
Okay.
It's not a 50-50 between a man and a woman.
Okay, let's stay where you were originally going, right? You were talking about, because there are plenty of situations where there are women that make more than men, right? There are a lot of, especially there in our community, there are more Black women that have more college education are more quote unquote degreed than even black men. Not saying that if you go to college, you make more than somebody that doesn't go to college. I'm just saying from an education standpoint, there are a lot of women out here doing powerful things, right? There's a wave of even women get into medical things, right? So it's not about what I think what the new age woman struggles with compared to in previous generations, your mother's generation, mama, is the new age women weaponizes now the ability of, hey, I make more money than you. So now it's weaponize. I can weaponize that instead of being like, hey, I still can submit to you and still.
That's not the question.
Hold on, no, let me take my angle. Okay. I can still be a team player even though I make more. And so the problem is because the Bible doesn't say, right? It's about the Bible. The word provider can be tricky. Just because you make 80,000 and I make 65,000 makes that man less of a provider. It's hey, what makes a man doesn't always mean it's tied to money. Do I believe a man should have a career at a certain age? Absolutely. But money doesn't make a man a man. A man is based off of his integrity. A man is based off of his spiritual walk. A man is based off of holding his word and being the face of the family, the pressure that happens. A man and leader is the one that truly sacrifices more than anybody else. He is the one that's going to be the last one to eat. He is the one that if the household needs something, he will go without, right? And so you sometimes make it to where, well, if he doesn't hit this benchmark of money, well, he's not a provider.
Hold on.
I'm going to a point that you made.
That was not the question.
What I'm saying is, what I believe is, because we're going to take on different angles, I believe the new age woman doesn't know how to be a team player. If they make more money, they use it as a form of weapon.
We talking about me? Or we... This is lies you tell.
I'm targeting you, and I'm targeting other women. Yes, I want all the smoke. All the smoke.
Oh, you want all the smoke? No,
I want all the smoke.
I told you I was tired of broke D, so that means I was putting up with. So that's not true.
Hey, Nory, can we get to the comment, man?
Yeah, let me go and jump in here with you
before she gets her own stuff in trouble.
But on that question, kind of depends on like what are you asking? Like you talking about is two people coming together? Like are we living together or on a date or like what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like you was asking me the question on if the person who makes the most money, should they pay for everything? Should they pay for the date or should they pay for like the bills? Like are we living together or are we putting our lives together or are we just hanging out? That'd be my first question.
Let's frame it as, to be more specific with the question, let's frame it as you're in a courting stage, you're dating. Let's say you're dating. Do you believe that a man should be paying for, not even man, do you believe the person who makes the most money should be paying for everything?
The most, or just say the most.
The way I was raised, if in the courting stage, it's not really whether I'm making more money than you or not. If I'm courting you as a man, you know, I'm going to take you places that I can afford. You know, I can be creative. So that means you can be creative. I can take you on a free fucking date. I mean, excuse my language, but I can take you on a free date. You know what I mean? We can go for a walk, a picnic in the park. You can be creative. You don't always have to spend money. You know, so back to your statement about being a provider, just provide the atmosphere. You know, you don't have to provide out of your pocket. You know, say I'm starting a business and all my money is tied up in my investments, but I like you and I want to get to know you. You know, let's go for a walk. Let's have a coffee. Now, if you look down on me because I want to take you to have a walk or have a coffee, that's going to be your loss because once these investments hit, you're going to really want to hang out with me. You know what I mean? So I really don't think that, I think we get caught up in money too much. You know, how much is this? How much is that? You know, if you can't get this, if you can't get that, because like if we was like she said about 6 figures, if I was to go around and say I am not messing with a woman that can make 6 figures, how many women could I date? You know, and or then we get to comparing bank accounts or abilities to be able to do this, to do that. Now I like the idea about being able to be free now as a grown up, as an adult. You should have a passport unless there's a reason that's stopping you from having a passport. Or if you don't, you know, ask yourself why you don't. Why haven't you traveled? Why haven't you decided to want to leave? You know, maybe that's the way you was raised, but you should want to have a passport unless you can't have one. So you should be available to fly. Yeah, you might not be able to afford to go to Egypt, but I can go down to Cancun for a little bit until I get my money up, or we can go to, whatever. So I just believe that, as a man, if we're dating, yes, I want to. If I'm asking you, if I ask you out, I should be the one footing the bill. Now, if she asks me out, I'm probably gonna ask if she needs some help with the bill, or I might pick up the tab or whatever. But if she wants to pay it, I'm not gonna stop her. But the majority of the time, it'll probably be me paying for the dates, just because that's how I was raised. So I don't know any other way how to act like that. So if I can't afford it, 9 times out of 10, we ain't going nowhere, or we're gonna do something that's not gonna cost me a lot of money. You know.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it
Now,
anyway.
you can drop the mic on that. That was super dope. I like how you explained that. And it brought me back to do what you can. It's take the initiative. And I'm a just kind of pivot a bit, like, raising my children or whatnot. I had my mom, who was a single parent, and then I had the other side, who was two family that could do more financially, but that doesn't mean one was greater than the other. And so, like, what I was telling my mom, do what you can. Call, pick him up, like you said, do Legos, do whatever, just something that was simple to let you know that you were present in that moment. So I'm so glad that you brought that out, because you brought a different perspective where, like you said, it's not about money. It's about being creative and being thoughtful. Like, like you said, walk, go do this here that doesn't even have nothing to do necessarily. It's more of your time. Are you available? Like, and you know how we've been rocking. Are you present? You know what I'm saying?
It's about being intimate. Like, that's where intimacy comes from. Like I can take you to this expensive restaurant where it's $500 for a meal, or I could cook you dinner and we talking to each other while we listening to music and sipping on some wine. And the dinner probably only cost me $50. Which one would you prefer? Which one is more? Sometimes you want to get dressed up and go look nice and go have some fun and spend some money. Sometimes you just want to be close to get to know each other. That way, it's not always about money. Because what if you get all the money that you could ever have? Would that make you happy? Would that make the relationship better? I say you met a man he pulling in $1 million a month. You know what I mean? But since you want to talk about the broke D, say he can't get it up at $1 million a month. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? But he got $1 million a month.
See, Nuri, I knew you was the perfect person for this topic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, or he's $1 million a month. He has zero personality, and all he talks about is his money. And all he wants to do is shower you with this and shower you with that. But he's never present because he's out making money, or he's doing this, or he's doing that. Does that make him better than the guy who really likes you, who really is trying on his 50 grand a year, but he's sacrificing part of his 50 grand a year? He's only making 50 grand a year, so that's a sacrifice for him every time he does something for you. So which one? Okay, so he sacrificed on $100 meal, but that's a sacrifice. Whereas a dude could spend $1,000 on a meal and it's nothing to him. Which one's more important?
No, see, you know what? I knew we had the right person for this discussion. I knew we had the right person. So no, I'm with you on that. You brought definitely a different perspective. We didn't want no more feminine energy. I'm enough feminine energy on this. We needed more male energy on this.
No, you need more feminine energy.
Oh,
you need more.
You take it back. You take it back.
More.
No, you see my son, he's mad disrespectful.
We had 3 male guests on here tonight.
You better.
Your pronouns is she.
No, it's she, her, motherfucker. She, her.
Look, motherfucker.
Hey, look, I'm feeling corporate America. I'm done with the pronoun jokes. Hey, but no, I think you hit it right on the money, man. I'm super glad we was able to have you on. Mama was 100% right on bringing you on, and I'm looking forward to getting this out there. Mama, do you have any last words?
Hey, this was Mama Knows Best, Sorta. Nory, you got it. You brought it on in. You brought it on in.
Thanks
And
for
I
having me.
appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate being on here. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes.
Had a
No
good
problem.
time. It was a blast.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, that's the cap on episode 19. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.